All of that being said, I think it's very important to have debates, and we've agreed with Fox on a date of September 4th. We've agreed with NBC, fairly full agreement, subject to them, on September 10th. And we've agreed with ABC on September 25th. So we have those three dates, and those networks, they're very anxiously awaiting that date and those dates.
Yes, and take a look at who is suffering from TDS. It's insane. When I saw that video, I had to laugh all through. Please, don't laugh alone. Take a look at this.
Are you watching this moron speak? Can he form a coherent sentence? He is the worst thing that ever happened. Period. And he's just babbling like an incoherent asshole. He's like Dr. Doom. He's the worst thing. Oh, you know what? He just lies, lies, lies. I am done with Donald Trump. Let's be done with Donald, okay? Done with Donald.
She is suffering from late-stage Trump derangement syndrome.
She hasn't done an interview. She can't do an interview. She's barely competent, and she can't do an interview. But I look forward to the debates because I think we have to set the record straight. Why is it that millions of people were allowed to come into our country from prisons, from jails, from mental institutions, insane asylums, even insane asylums? That's where the presidency was taken away from Joe Biden. And I'm no Biden fan, but I'll tell you what, from a constitutional standpoint, from any standpoint you look at, they took the presidency away. And people were saying he lost after the debate. He couldn't win. Well, I don't know that that's true necessarily. But whether he could win or he couldn't win, he had the right to run. And they took it away. They said they're going to use the 25th Amendment. They're going to hit you hard. Either we can do it the nice. I know exactly because I know a lot of people on the other side, believe it or not. And they said, we'll do it the nice way or we'll do it the hard way. And he said, all right. So that, I mean, they've really taken, what they've done is pretty incredible.
This seemed like it was just Donald Trump taking advantage of an opportunity to bring press here and take those questions. And I will remind you, one of the things we said coming into this press conference, he was going to say over and over again that Kamala Harris has not taken a question from the press. He did, in fact, do that when he was up.
And nowadays, it is extremely hard to see debate. We have not seen Kamala, but Trump was able to take questions. I was actually impressed at a certain point when I look at the mainstream media, what they were trying to do, fact check. I was like,
Had a public campaign event for nearly a week now. Tomorrow you'll be in Montana, which is not a swing state. Some of your allies have expressed concern that you're not taking this race seriously, particularly at a time where there is enthusiasm on the other side. Why haven't you been campaigning this week?
Because I'm leading by a lot and because I'm letting their convention go through, and I am campaigning a lot. I'm doing tremendous amounts of taping here. We have commercials that are at a level I don't think that anybody's ever done before. Plus, in certain cases, I see many of you in the room where I'm speaking to you on phones, I'm speaking to radio, I'm speaking to television. Television's coming over here. Excuse me, what are we doing right now? She's not doing any news conference. You know why she's not doing it? Because she can't do a news conference. She doesn't know how to do a news conference. She's not smart enough to do a news conference. And I'm sorry, we need smart people to lead this country because our country's never been in this danger before, both economic.
President, your tax cuts from your administration will be coming up, fairly soon, potentially expiring. I wanted to ask you specifically about the tax code favoring parents versus people who don't have children. There are a number of tax breaks for parents.
Oh, we gave tremendous for child care and all of that. No, our tax cuts, which are the biggest in history, our tax cuts are coming due, as you know, very soon. And if the Democrats don't renew them or make it impossible to renew because it's pretty close in terms of vote, if they don't renew them, it's the equivalent of having a 4 times tax increase from what you have right now, and it'll destroy the economy. I think they're under tremendous pressure to do it. I've never seen, all my life I grow up and I watch politics, and I used to be on the other side of politics first, then I run for office. But in all the years of studying politics, I've never seen people get elected by saying, we're going to give you a tax increase. These guys get up, think of it. We're going to give you no security. We're going to give you a weak military. We're going to give you no walls, no borders, no anything. We're going to, all these things they're doing. I mean, the transgender became such a big thing, but they do all of these things, but they always say, we're going to give you a tax increase. I never heard anybody campaign on a tax increase. A politician has always said, I will cut taxes. I'll give you one example, Social Security. They're going to destroy Social Security. I am going to leave Social Security. I'm not raising the years. I'm not raising the age. I will be saving Social Security, and I'm going to work it out that there's no tax on Social Security for seniors. I'm also doing no tax on tips, no tax on tips. So waiters, waitresses, caddies, people that drive cars, people that get tips who have been harassed by this government, we're going to have no tax on tips. That's a...
Yes, it is extremely rare. I have been doing these videos for a certain period of time to see a political candidate really sitting with reporters discussing policies. I've not seen this. But when it concerns the other side, it has always been to work on people's brain, which to me, it is concerning. Look at what he did here. I want to see that on both sides. Tell us what you can do, what you will do. You are even still there. If you could not do it for the past 3 years, I believe you will still not be able to do it. So what is the deal? It is important for people to see through. Don't just choose, I want this person to be president because of their skin color, or they want to break history, things like that.
Economic survey offering data on which presidential candidate voters think will be economically better for the country. Steve Leisman at the table this morning, joining us with some very interesting findings. Here we go.
The CNBC All-America Economic Survey finds former President Donald Trump holding a commanding lead among voters on key economic issues. But he's ahead of Vice President Kamala Harris by just 2 points in the head-to-head race for the White House. Trump led Biden by 45 to 43 in the July NBC News survey. The CNBC August poll finds Trump leading Harris by 48, 46, or the same 2 points, and within the poll's 3.1% margin of error. Yet, by a 2-to-1 margin, 40 to 21, voters believe they will be better off financially if Trump wins. 35% say it will make no difference to their pocketbooks. So how do we get there? The number is driven by Republicans who strongly think it matters for their finances if Trump wins. 42% of Democrats say it doesn't matter, 54% of independents, and you can see that just 17% of Republicans think it doesn't matter.
This should be a number one reason when you're choosing a candidate. Look at the percentage. Trump is topping here the same like he did with Biden. So it is a big strategy for Trump talking about policies. People take that into consideration. I don't know if these people see what is happening.
Cited for a reason, because no one's giving them those solutions yet. So Kamala Harris and Tim Walz will have to explain what their agenda is. They'll have to reconcile their records. Tim Walz in Minnesota has a very progressive record, some social policies that are far outside where the majority of American voters are. He'll have to explain that. He'll have to explain what the Harris agenda will incorporate of that, if anything. Will they merge their policies? Voters do want to know that. And